Imagine walking into your kitchen, opening your cabinet, and realizing that the expensive bottles you bought to protect your health are actually slowly poisoning your kidneys. Imagine discovering that the pill you take every morning to strengthen your bones is actually turning your arteries into stone. It sounds like a horror story, but for millions of seniors, this is a daily reality. We live in a world where marketing tells us that more is better. If a little vitamin is good, a lot must be great. But as a doctor, I need to tell you a hard truth. Your body at 60 is not the same as your body at 20. Your metabolism has changed, your filtration systems have slowed down, and because of this, certain supplements that are harmless to a young person can become toxic to you. Today, radical cleanup of your medicine cabinet. I am going to identify the 4 worst vitamins that you should throw in the trash immediately because they damage your liver, increase your risk of stroke, and calcify your heart. But I will not leave you empty-handed. For every toxic pill we remove, I will give you the essential, science-backed alternative that you actually need to restore your energy and protect your brain. But before we name the first villain, we need to understand why this happens. Why does a vitamin turn into a toxin? It comes down to 2 biological facts that your doctor might not have told you. First, your kidneys and liver, your body's filtration plants, lose efficiency as you age. Their glomerular filtration rate drops. This means if you take a high dose of a synthetic vitamin, your body cannot flush out the excess fast enough. It accumulates. It builds up in your tissues until it reaches toxic levels. And second, your stomach acid becomes weaker. This condition, called hypochlorhydria, affects nearly 40% of seniors. Without strong acid, you cannot break down certain rock-hard mineral tablets. They just sit in your gut, causing inflammation, or worse, they get absorbed in the wrong form and end up in the wrong place. And this leads us directly to the #1 worst supplement on our list. It is a bestseller. You probably have a big white bottle of it right now. Calcium supplements. For decades, we told seniors, especially women, to take massive doses of calcium carbonate to prevent osteoporosis. The logic seemed simple. Bones are made of calcium, so eat more calcium. But the human body is not a simple bucket you can just fill up. Recent major studies, including data from the Johns Hopkins University, have found a terrifying link. Seniors who take calcium supplements have a significantly higher risk of heart attacks and strokes compared to those who just get calcium from food. Why? Because without the right guide, calcium is stupid. It does not know it is supposed to go to your bones. When you flood your blood with a sudden spike of calcium from a pill, it often gets deposited in the soft tissues. It settles in your kidneys, causing painful stones.
To fix the calcium problem, you do not need more calcium. You need a traffic cop. This brings us to the first essential supplement you must take daily: vitamin K2, specifically in the form called MK7, paired with vitamin D3. Here is how they work together. Vitamin D3 acts like a gatekeeper. It opens the door to let calcium be absorbed from your food into your blood. But once the calcium is in the blood, vitamin D3's job is done. Now the calcium is floating around looking for a place to park. Without guidance, it parks in your arteries. This is where vitamin K2 comes in. It activates a protein called osteocalcin, which grabs that calcium molecule and physically carries it into the bone matrix where it belongs. It also activates another protein that scrubs calcium out of your soft tissues. It essentially reverses the calcification process. So look for a supplement that combines vitamin D3 plus K2. It is the cheapest insurance policy for your heart and your bones. Now, let's move to the second toxic supplement. This one is tricky because we associate it with energy. I am talking about iron supplements. Many seniors feel tired, so they assume they are anemic. They buy a bottle of iron and start popping pills. Unless a blood test specifically confirms you have iron deficiency anemia, this is a dangerous mistake. Here is the biology. Your body has no way to actively excrete excess iron. When you were younger, you might have lost iron through menstruation, but as a senior, that exit door is closed. When you take extra iron, it gets trapped in your body, and iron is a heavy metal that oxidizes. Think about a nail left in the rain. It rusts. Excess iron literally rusts your organs from the inside out. It causes massive oxidative stress in the liver and the brain, accelerating Alzheimer's and liver disease. Furthermore, bad bacteria and cancer cells feed on iron. By taking it unnecessarily, you might be fueling a latent infection or a tumor. Throw the iron away unless your doctor prescribed it based on lab work. So, if iron isn't the cure for your fatigue, what is? This brings us to essential supplement number 2, vitamin B12. As we discussed, your stomach acid gets weaker with age. You need strong acid to rip vitamin B12 out of meat and eggs. Because you lack this acid, you can eat a steak and absorb almost zero B12 from it. This leads to the classic senior fog, fatigue, weakness, and memory lapses that look like dementia but are actually just vitamin deficiency. But be careful. Turn your bottle around. If the ingredient list says cyanocobalamin, throw it in the trash. That is a cheap synthetic form made with a cyanide molecule. Your liver has to work hard to detoxify it. You must look for methylcobalamin. This is the bioavailable form that enters your bloodstream and nerves immediately. It protects the myelin sheath around your neurons, literally insulating your electrical wires so your brain fires faster. Now we face a villain that...
We have cleared the rust and the calcification. Now we need to put out the fire. Chronic inflammation is the root cause of joint pain and brain fog. To fight it, you need essential supplement number 3, high-quality omega-3. Your brain is 60% fat. As you age, that fat needs to be replenished. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, are the building blocks of your brain cells. They lower triglycerides, keep your blood thin naturally, and lubricate your stiff joints. But here is the trap. Most cheap fish oil sold in supermarkets is rancid. It has oxidized in the bottle. If you cut open a capsule and it smells like rotting fish, throw it away. You are swallowing free radicals. You must look for a brand that is molecularly distilled and certified free of mercury. And make sure the label says it contains at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA. Anything less is just a placebo. Now, let's look at a vitamin that can break your bones.
Worst supplement number 4 is vitamin A, specifically as isolated retinol. You might think vitamin A is good for your eyes, and it is in small amounts from carrots, but in a high-dose pill, it is dangerous for seniors. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, meaning it gets stored in your liver. Because your liver function slows down with age, toxic levels can build up quickly, leading to liver damage. But the scarier risk is to your skeleton. Studies have shown that seniors with high levels of retinol have a significantly increased risk of hip fractures. Excessive vitamin A interferes with vitamin D and actually weakens the bone structure. Unless you live in a developing nation with malnutrition, you do not need a vitamin A pill. So what should you take instead to relax your muscles and lower your blood pressure? You need essential supplement number 4, the master mineral magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body. It regulates your heart rhythm, it relaxes your blood vessels, and it helps you sleep, yet nearly 70% of seniors are deficient. But you must choose the right form. If you buy the cheapest bottle, it will say magnesium oxide. This is basically chalk. It is not absorbed well and acts as a harsh laxative. You will spend your night in the bathroom, not sleeping. You want to look for magnesium glycinate for sleep and anxiety, or magnesium threonate for brain memory. These forms enter the cells gently and provide immediate relief from cramps and insomnia. Now, you might be thinking, "Doctor, can't I just take one of those silver multivitamins and cover all my bases?" This brings us to the final trap, the all-in-one multivitamin. These bottles promise convenience, everything you need in one tablet. But biologically, they are a disaster. First, the doses are usually microscopic, far too low to have any therapeutic effect. Second,
before you rush to the store to buy the good vitamins, we need to talk about safety. Because even good vitamins can turn deadly if you are on certain prescription drugs. This is the conversation most doctors forget to have. The most critical warning is for anyone taking blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin. You must be extremely careful with vitamin K2 and vitamin E. Vitamin K promotes clotting, while the drug tries to stop it. They fight each other. If you change your vitamin K intake suddenly, you could cause a blood clot or a bleed. Also, be careful with potassium if you are taking blood pressure medication, specifically ACE inhibitors. These drugs make your body hold on to potassium. If you add a supplement on top, you can stop your heart. The rule is simple. If you take a prescription daily, never add a supplement without showing the bottle to your pharmacist first. Now let's solve the absorption problem. Remember how we said your stomach acid is weak? You can spend a fortune on the best magnesium and B12, but if your stomach is alkaline, you won't absorb them. Here is a simple biohack for seniors. Take your supplements with a small glass of water mixed with 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar or a squeeze of fresh lemon. The acidity primes your stomach, activates the enzymes, and breaks down the capsule shells so the nutrients can actually enter your bloodstream. It is a 10-cent trick that doubles the value of your vitamins. Finally, we must remember that supplements are just that, supplements. They are meant to fill the gaps, not replace food. Whenever possible, choose the food version first. Do not take synthetic ascorbic acid for vitamin C. Eat a kiwi or a bell pepper. Real food contains thousands of cofactors and enzymes that scientists haven't even discovered yet. A pill is an isolated chemical. An apple is a biological system. Your body always prefers the system. So, let's review your new protocol. We are taking out the trash. Throw away the calcium carbonate that hardens your arteries. Throw away the iron that rusts your liver. Throw away the synthetic vitamin E that risks a stroke. And throw away the isolated vitamin A that breaks your bones. Instead, build a foundation of safety. Take vitamin D3 with K2 to direct calcium to your skeleton. Take methyl B12 to clear the fog from your brain. Take high-quality omega-3 to put out the fire of inflammation. And take magnesium glycinate to sleep deeply and relax your heart. Your health is not about how many pills you can swallow. It is about giving your body the specific raw materials it is missing and removing the obstacles that are slowing it down. Make these swaps today and you will feel the difference not in years, but in weeks. If this guide helped you navigate the confusing aisle of the pharmacy, please subscribe